Each year in Britain, we lock up 2,000 school-aged children. Vinney Green locks up persistents and disturbed troublemakers. The kids no one else can tame.
Some of them are very difficult, very challenging.
Fuck you, man!
Some of them are very dangerous.
Whether they are a danger to each other,
They're making threats to kill everybody, threatening to stab all the bitches that work at the unit.
or a danger to themselves, and sent here for their own protection.
I happened to go into her bedroom this time and found out that she'd actually put a ligature around her neck.
Are you scared? They do need rub of their head, just that motherly sort of touch. Maybe that might surprise some people, but they are only children.
3 boys are facing the prospect of beginning their adult life behind bars if they can't change. 17-year-old Ryan started to get into trouble when he was just 9.
I don't lose control, I just choose to get angrier.
He's got an uphill struggle to overcome his anger. 15-year-old Ryan is the only one in trouble in his family.
There's always one say there's a bad apple.
He's got to learn to say no to the lure of his friends. Ashley has been in and out of secure units.
By Christmas, I'll be back inside. It's just my life. Trouble.
He needs to find the confidence to break the cycle.
I got none of that confidence shit.
Vinney Green is called a children's home, but for the kids sent here, it feels like a prison. In Britain, the law says that children can be held responsible for their crimes. But with the vast majority getting into trouble again, will these 3 boys be able to leave here and never come back?
I'm not going in there. I need to go to my room now.
It's very tricky when we've got somebody here or we know somebody's coming that's potentially dangerous.
There's cases of young people that's committed rape, arson, robbery, usually with threats of violence. The extreme is obviously murder.
We get a lot of paperwork with somebody that comes and we need to be aware of what that says, if there's any history. At the same time, we need to take every person for who they are when they arrive, and we need to judge them on what they're like when they're here.
Turnover at Vinney Green is high. Some young people are here for just a few days, waiting to find out what's next. Others are here for months. A few stay for years. Ashley, who's recently arrived at Vinney Green, has been here once before. It's his 5th stay at a secure children's home, by the age of 16.
Why are you searching my room?
Well, no, everybody's.
You searched
The
my
whole.
room earlier.
We're doing the astroturf, we're doing everything.
Yeah, but you searched this earlier.
We're being told to do it again.
I've already searched my room.
The children have their own bedrooms, but they can be searched at any time.
Search my room when you want, you ain't searching me, dog. Oh, fuck.
Because he's been in so many units, Ash knows the system inside out, and he's not afraid to rebel.
Everyone's you did this to me last week. Everyone's and I did the house fuck all, so no, I'm not doing it again.
And he often deliberately chooses to face down staff.
Fuck the system. Do anything to get away from the system, do anything to fight the system. And I do. I ain't doing what these lot tell me to do, I do what I want to do. Wherever you go, you're being watched. When you come out on Astro, it turns out to be more of a prison. You're being watched 24/7. You got all the gates, you got the bars, you can't go nowhere. Whereas in there, it just feels like you're in a normal school, like.
This is day 21 for Ash. But being caged is a way of life for him.
Oh, but don't tell me.
Sometimes I wish I was a bird. So just fly away, never come back. Get me? Never come back.
Like most of the kids at Vinney Green, Ash started his downward spiral at an early age.
I started getting into drugs. I started smoking weed, drinking, going out on Friday nights, getting violent, just beating people up, getting arrested. And then one day I was out of control and I took a car. I took a car and just like drove off. I was only 12, 13. It was like the wrong thing to do. We should never did it, but it's just something that happened. I can't change it, but I do regret it.
Come on, Ashley. Give in to you in.
Ash's behaviour here presents a challenge to the staff. He'll be carefully assessed on a daily basis, like every child on the unit.
We had a new admission last night, a 13-year-old, and he's got some serious issues, this kiddie here.
The senior managers and teachers meet to examine the level of risks posed to other children, staff, or even to children harming themselves.
Volatile, just flips out and does all sorts. As I said, smears faeces, urine.
Bit disturbed then.
Very disturbed by the looks of it.
Yeah.
So we'll need to be on the ball with this one.
There's a daily meeting so that if there are issues, especially with someone who's been highlighted as dangerous, we're on top of that and we can catch something before it happens. You can't always, but that's the hope that you can.
You know, a lot of the time we come in here and we see on paperwork they look like, you know, Frankenstein, there's monsters, something, but we'll see.
No one is born evil. Children are children. They may come from a disadvantaged background, but they have the qualities to overcome those disadvantages.
In Vinney Green, there are separate living areas for the boys and the girls. 15-year-old Ryan has also been brought here for the second time. But he's been assessed as vulnerable, so he's been separated from the other boys and lives alongside the girls.
Yeah, I may be fat, but I'm losing it when I get out. I might lose it when I get out.
Ryan was bullied the last time he was at the unit, so the staff are concerned about his safety.
Ryan is being bullied big style. Apparently it stems from last time he was here.
That's that coat one.
So he's still going on. Yeah, they won't let it drop. So he's being picked up or being brought over 5 minutes late and taken back 5 minutes early because he really, really, really doesn't want to bump into him.
I'll try and get the bottom bit this afternoon.
Okay.
When they close the door at night first time, you're like, whoa, what's happening to me? And then it will just gradually work on you. And then it sometimes can drive you mad when they shut it. And it feels nasty for the first time. You're like, ah, shit, what's happening to me? And then basically, it's scary now.
Ryan is being protected from the tougher boys who have a reputation for fighting. The other Ryan is 17 and has been here already for 180 days. He lives on the block for boys. He's been involved in a number of fights since arriving at Vinney Green. He's been in trouble with the police since he was 9.
Started off just like little things, like assaults, fighting, criminal damage, theft, stuff like that. And then, obviously, as you get older, I was drinking, drugs, stuff like that. And then serious fights and more serious stuff. Well, the first time I got caught for anything, like 9, 10, something like that. But I think it was criminal damage and just lost my temper and smashed someone up.
Sometimes young people are on such a downward spiral of offending literally on a daily basis. She believes that sometimes young people do need to be secured. All you can do is give society a rest.
No matter how closely the kids are monitored, fights can break out at any time.
We've often got 24 people. They've obviously not chosen to be here. They don't necessarily like each other. They do wind each other up. They're in each other's faces. So quite often there's a lot of verbal threats, verbal challenges. The violence usually between young people, it tends to be reactive. Someone said something to someone else, someone throws a punch.
Ryan starts another fight. He's restrained and taken to his room.
If I'm arguing with someone and getting angry, I might lash out, or if someone lashes out at me, I'll get angry and lash out back. I just get angry quite quickly. I don't even know what it is. I choose to get angry. It's not like I don't lose control, I just choose to get angry.
Every single government's trying to look at it as how you break that cycle, the criminal offending criminal route which young people get into and then carry on through that to their adulthood. With some young people, it's about directing them and giving them the best opportunity. What establishments like Vinney Green are meant to do is actually, put a lot of expensive resources into them at a younger age, because if we can stop someone offending in later life, actually there is economic savings and social savings for the country. But it's about accepting that you might have to put that money and time in now and won't reap the benefits for 20 years' time.
Get yourself out of bed. Ryan, let's go. Take your tablet for me, please. Grab the mop bucket, Ryan, let's go. Come on then.
Secure Unit takes the piss.
If you don't like it, Ryan, you know what the answer is, mate.
To try and turn the kids around, the unit runs a strict daily regime. From the moment they are woken up at 7, they're never on their own.
What's wrong with you this morning?
This is what I'm like in the mornings, Andy.
What, grumpy?
Yeah.
Right.
So I never ever get up this early. Never.
The only time the kids are locked in their bedrooms is for 10 hours at night.
Young people have very little free time when they're allowed to do things that they would choose to do. We do all their thinking for them. This is when you get fed, this is when you go to sleep, this is when you have a break. We offer them plenty of activities, whether it be education or sport. Because our staffing levels are much greater than a prison, and there's a member of staff all the time listening to them, trying to control them. We're more in the young people's space, in their face, and actually we're more challenging. Some young people like that a lot, others don't.
For Ash, the only consistent structure in his life has been behind bars. But now, aged nearly 17, Ash aspires to a more adult regime.
Butlins, isn't it? Butlins. It is though, isn't it? Butlins.
Yeah?
Better than Butlins, just behind bars. As it should be Butlins behind bars. Joke.
Some young people that come to Vinney Green that's got no intentions of changing, they see this just as part of their life. They've got caught, you served the time.
For like little kids, and it's not kind of me. I need to be moved on to somewhere bigger. Prefer to go to Ashfield or somewhere like that, a youth offenders institute.
Some young people would rather go to a prison because they see a prison having more status, that it makes them perhaps, in their eyes, a bit harder.
Ryan also wants to prove that he's tough. He aspires to the trappings of what the children associate with a gangster lifestyle. The latest must-have in Vinney Green are rosary beads.
My mate's sending me some beads. Should be coming any day now.
What sort of beads?
Rosary beads. Everyone like wears them in prison. Like, she's not Catholic and she's wearing them. It's a prison thing, isn't it?
What does it mean?
Basically, it means all things. You can also mean you've been to prison, you could go out. There's one reason, or you could be Catholic, and that's another reason.
For Ryan, rosary beads represents that you are in prison or have been in prison, and then your status. And perhaps for Ryan in particular, his status, how he feels about himself. This is meant to be making him something important or big in his eyes.
I've been going to special needs schools since I was about 6. Didn't like it, kept running away from home. mixing with the wrong people, smoking weed, and basically I got into trouble. My family's never been in trouble, but I'm basically the bad one out of my family. There's always one say there's a bad apple.
Robin, Ryan's dad, is separated from his mum and has 4 children older than Ryan. Ryan has lived with him since he was 4.
Ryan, my favourite little boy, on his beanbag. When he was born at the hospital, he was an emergency cesarean. He was a distressed baby, just didn't seem to do anything. 2 there, he couldn't use his hands or nothing, because that's what he would say. And he'd sleep a lot, he wouldn't involve in anything, he couldn't talk. Until he was 5.5, 6, I took him to speech therapy and also play therapy, and also for a paediatrician and everything. I took him up there to get him on track. It really makes me upset, and it really does get to me, because I feel that I've not done the job properly, you know? I feel that, what have I done wrong? Why is it it's turned out like this? My kids, they're world to me, you know, always have been. And this one is real hard work, Ryan, but I'm still there for him.
Obviously, when Ryan arrived, it was very easily identified that there were vulnerability concerns.
Why do I keep missing?
Throw it down, throw it across.
The paperwork that came with Ryan also suggested that, but you could tell, you know, with conducting the assessments that the unit undertakes, that his level of understanding would cause problems within the secure unit.
For his own protection, Ryan is moved around the unit 5 minutes after the other boys are taken to their classes. Ryan, on the boys' block, knows that when people are being moved around is the best time to settle scores.
He went down and held his nose. I think he broke his nose. I got taken back to my room and put in my room for most of the day.
Reactive violence on the unit is common. What is of more concern to staff is that this incident was premeditated.
Basically, he was arguing like behind our doors at night, and he was shouting stuff to me, just being a prick, basically, saying, oh, I'm going to batter you in the morning and stuff like that. And obviously, in the morning, he said he was messing about, but to me, threatening to punch me, you know, I don't like that. And the next morning, I challenged him about it, and it ended up, he turned around, and after he'd been saying he was going to punch me all night, I didn't know what he was going to do. Because as soon as he turned around, I retaliated and punched him.
The victim, when he made the abusive comments the night before, he was safe. Ryan couldn't get to him. Obviously, he just forgot the next morning, everybody comes out, ending result that the young person had a broken nose. Ryan will receive a red card for this assault, and he will lose all his privileges from now. So if you've got any electrical items in his room, they will be removed, and Ryan will be kept away from the other young person, and it will be at Ryan's detriment. If 2 wanted to go to the gym, it would be Ryan that didn't go.
Ryan still has to go to school, but he will be denied all other activities for 48 hours. He remains unrepentant.
This is it, we're not going to reward you for breaking someone's nose, are we?
I didn't break someone's nose. Too out of shape not to be. Yeah, that way as well. So I think it's a pretty safe bet to be.
It's bust.
Either way, I couldn't care less. I felt like punching him.
You know, feeling like punching him and actually doing the deed. Being kept up all night by the other young person being quite mouthy to Ryan through the door, being a bit of a window warrior, as we call them, was reason enough to punch him square in the nose. He thinks he's done the right thing. I can't believe he thinks that, though.
Ash has been at Vinney Green for 6 weeks now, and he's still not prepared to comply with basic rules, like keeping his hands out of his trousers.
You're not going to go about education there, because this is a health and safety risk. We've got to worry about other people's hygiene and stuff like that. I'm sorry, but you know, you're not. This is like a really simple request. You won't be going back to education. It's your call.
Stop me going education then. But the thing is, if I'm not allowed to education, then people are going to have to start restraining them, ain't they? Because I'm not going back to my room.
If you're in somewhere like Vinney Green, you've got very little control about what you do, because we dictate what you do and how you're going to do it.
Shove it in your face.
Ashley, because he's got no control in his life, is taking the only action that he can do by manipulating certain situations where you know that the staff will have to respond in a certain way.
Another rule is that the kids can't stop and block the corridors. So that's exactly what he does.
It comes to the stage with Ashley where we've got to get him to move. Restraint is always the last line of our defence, really. Try everything else first.
Ashley cries out for attention, and we usually do really negative things to get that attention. The aftermath of that, he is really low. He's usually very apologetic afterwards, but that's how Ash is, that's how he's coped.
And how does it feel when you get restrained or something like that?
Great.
Why? Explain that to me.
It's a thrill, it's a buzz. Just like getting in a fight on the out, it's a buzz.
There's a perception amongst the children that to get restrained proves how hard they are. This is the 6th time Ash has been restrained at Vinney Green. But here, restraints have been specially developed so that the children don't get hurt.
There's not much fun if you're 13 or 14, you know, being dealt with by 3 or 4 big members of staff. Do still try and do that with it. They don't look completely stupid or lose face or loss of dignity. But they're children, and as such should be treated as children.
Over at the other block, Ryan's been at Vinney Green for 6 weeks now. He's received a letter from his mate, who's at a secure training centre, which is more like an adult prison.
I've been sent back down. Back in Medway, I've got 4 due to. I get out like 2 weeks after you. We should meet up and get fucked out of our heads. Get a car or something. Request a transfer to here. It's better than Vinney Green. My favourite words is bigger up. And basically I'm gonna juke you up. And the way my mate says it, and then it's funny. He just goes, yeah, I'm gonna juke you up, bruv. Like, it's basically gonna rush someone. If you wanna know what that means, it's basically gonna rub someone up for their money or something. Basically, it's slang tool. You go up to people who don't know the slang words, and then they're gonna go, what's that mean? And you'll be like, you'll find out if you keep pissing me off. We talk like that because we think we're bad, but we're not. Like, we all think we're bad, but yeah, we know the truth, we're not bad. Because it's all about the people who we hang around with.
Ryan has never been in trouble here, but the temptation to succumb to peer pressure is very high for him. Determined to push for a transfer, Ryan demands a phone call. He's not allowed to make it at the time he wants, so he copies the other boys' behaviour, even though he's never been restrained before.
I think he wanted a phone call because he'd had to come back across. And what he didn't realise was he's got to comply and go to his room, and then when the other young people are back, he'll get his phone call. But he wasn't prepared to do that, so he led on the floor.
He was quite threatening towards all the staff as well,
So he led on the floor, threatening to hit people and whatever, you know.
Oh.
But they all do, they just try to push the boundaries out a little bit when they want to, you know. But he's not usually like that, is he? No. And he'll go back and he'll sit down for 5 minutes or so now and he'll realise what an idiot he's been and he'll probably be quite nice in about 10 minutes' time.
I was like, I'm gonna punch you if you get out, if you don't get out of my space, basically. And it never happened, and I got dragged back to my room.
After he's calmed down, Ryan is allowed the phone call. But there's no hope of a transfer. The staff call in Lynn, who works with the more vulnerable kids, to tackle Ryan's copycat behaviour.
Why did you phone your yacht worker today?
Because I'm the transfer.
You want a transfer? You must love it here.
Nah, it's stressful here.
So why do you want the transfer then?
Because I want to go somewhere disciplined.
Don't you think we've got discipline here?
No, I'm getting away with everything here. Feels like holiday camp, like people say. And I don't want to go out and people calling this place a holiday camp and then saying, oh, you've been to a holiday camp, that's not a strict place at all.
But the lure of a supposedly harder institution won't go away.
Stimulating.
Yeah, but if I went to an SDC, it would scare me not to go back there again.
You think so?
In there, it's like a children's home. It won't learn my lesson. I won't learn my lesson, and I'll come back.
I think it's probably true in society, but people are looking to belong to something. And some people belong in their families, and that works for them. Some of them belong with their friends. Some people's friends are their gangs, and people want to belong. And for Ryan, I know he's got a good mate. He belongs with that person. Unfortunately, their sense of fun and their purpose is gained from doing things which actually aren't allowed, and that's what breaking the law is.
Ash has been at Vinney Green for 8 weeks now, and he's still behaving in the same way. After disrupting a class, he refuses to move.
Normally with Ashley, if you try and cajole him into moving, you know, just gentle sort of taps on the back, etc., sometimes Ashley will move, other times he won't. And that's when you can see from the CCTV footage that I, with another member of staff, gave each other the wink, which was when we decided that we had to move him. There was no other way out of it, really. He had to move to enable the rest of the group to function. In a lot of cases, any attention is better than no attention. Young people like Ashley, that sometimes all they want to do is physically be held, and it's almost like replacing the parent that's been missing in their lives. It's almost like they just want to cuddle, really, a lot of the time. And you find once you've grabbed hold of them, once they've had their little struggle, then all the tension goes out of them. Then they relax, and there's never any hostility aimed towards you.
These young people, they are very complex individuals with lots of issues. They have basically been told pretty much most of their lives they won't amount to anything.
What you do see is some young people that have been brought up in some really difficult circumstances, and you can see that the majority of them have not been treated well. Most of the young people in here have had other troubles. Life has not been good.
When I was about 3, my ma abandoned me and left me with my dad, and up till about age of 6, my dad just beat me with baseball bats, weapons, and just damaged me. And then at the age of 6, I run off, and the police took me and they stuck me in care for my safety. And then since about the age of 6, I've been in care and been moved around home to home, children's homes, foster homes, different counties, down to like Cornwall. I've been to different secure units. I've been to 4 other secure units. From my mum, I kind of hated my mum for it, and still do. From my dad, I wish that he gets exactly what he gave me. But obviously I wasn't happy about it, I didn't like it, but there's nothing I could do about it, I was little.
So
It takes a long time to undo the damage, far longer than what we've got them for. It's difficult, very difficult for him. Yeah.
5 people will have starter, main course and dessert. Wait, so that'd be £5, yeah, this one?
Ryan, like 50% of children in secure institutions, has been in and out of care.
Come from like around Exeter way. My mum lives down that way. Been in care, stuff like that really.
When did you first go in care?
When I was 9.
Tell me about that.
Just being a little shit, I suppose.
Yeah.
Getting in trouble, going out. And that's pretty much why I was in there.
If you went into a restaurant and the typical service charge is 10%, and if your bill came to £8, you'd give the waitress 10% of what that bill was. Now, £10 is easy to work out.
What are you on about? If a waitress asked me for £8, I'd give her £8.
Yeah,
I wouldn't give her 10% of nothing.
But some people do. Traditionally, that's
I
what
don't
you
give a
do.
shit about tradition,
You might
mate.
not
She
do
should get
that.
what she's given.
Okay, but if you were trying to work it out...
Just tell me what it is, Corey, man. We ain't got all day.
It's for you to try... If I tell you this one, will you work
tell
out
me what it is and then I can crack on, can't I?
Okay, if we had £8, 10% of it would move the decimal points one way that way, because you just want to know 10%, so that would then become that number.
80p. See, that one, you start me off, I can do it then.
Yes.
Much easier, isn't it?
For this one.
I've been to quite a few schools. I got kicked out of a few of them, and the schools that I did go to didn't really work out too well. Just getting in trouble, not turning up to lessons, arguing with teachers, fighting. Sometimes I just get myself in trouble because I wanted to. Just can't be arsed with it.
We're looking for that one thing that will be like a light bulb coming on for them. Ah, I can do something. Oh, I am good at something.
I hate cutting onions.
For some people, it's often a vocational thing, and then hopefully that's something they can build on as they then go out and back into the community later.
Oh, yeah. I'm a rude boy MC coming through like a lyrical G. You spit grind, but you ain't never heard something like me. I prefer my bars like you prefer my cars.
We're coming through like a lyrical G. And somewhat rhyming with rude boy. I spit bars like Mars, but naturally.
That's it.
The teachers work constantly on the children's self-esteem. Ashley has got 4 weeks to go now.
Fuck this, grab the whole lot.
Stop. It's not there, stop there.
It's not that bad.
I bet you didn't say that either, did you?
I don't give a fuck.
Keep practicing and you'll get better, definitely.
No, I'm not good with my words, so people say something I don't understand it, and it's like... So I got to make simple bars for myself to understand it.
But that's how you start. Eventually, you'll build on that. Just have confidence. It will.
I got none of that confidence shit.
Well, you should have.
He's a nice young man actually, but really quite down on himself and doesn't feel that there's a whole lot that he can do. This is a frustration. So many times this happens. Somebody does a piece of work, we're on there going, you've done great, you're doing really well. No, it's rubbish.
Don't do that, Come on, you ladies up there. Ashley, come on. If you want to do it, that's fine. You want to do that? Ashley, come on. You need to go now.
Thinking about going makes me like the happiest man. I just can't wait. Can't wait to get wrecked. Can't wait to have fun, can't wait to see my mates, can't wait to smoke a fag. And can't wait to get up to my usual self. My trouble self. By Christmas I'll be back inside, I reckon.
Why?
Don't know, it's just my life. Trouble.
Underpinning all the work here is building the kid's self-confidence. Ryan gets one-to-one input. He's dropped the idea of wanting a transfer and is making progress.
How are we going to get these suits off then?
I don't know whether it's going to be possible.
Yeah.
The staff try and focus on something the kids are passionate about. In Ryan's case, it's cars.
Well, what about buying your own car and doing that?
Yeah. Where am I going to get the money to get a car?
I've taught you how to clean cars.
Yeah.
So you could clean cars, charge £10 a car, clean 20 cars.
What,
you've
when
got
the rain's about now?
Yeah, so you clean 20 cars, that's £200. £200 buys you something like this. You start working on it with a bit of extra money from carrying on working, and you do it gradually. Perfect. You know, there's plenty more that you can do with cars. It's not just about grabbing somebody else's car and going out and joyriding it. If you've got your own car that you care about and you know how to work on and treat well, then perhaps you'll end up having more respect for other people's property as well, because you sort of get to know what somebody's car means to them.
Better?
Yeah. My youngest brother was only 3 months old. I left school to look after him.
They're also working on things Ryan struggles with.
When I was 12 years old,
the unit see dramatic rises in educational achievement. On average, reading ages improve by 2 years for young people who stay for 3 months or longer.
When I was on the out, I wouldn't go to school, and I've learned how to basically write properly, read, basically do all that.
Obviously, the concern is when he leaves, because he's not going to have 24/7 supervision. It's so easy to go off the rails when you first go out because you've been locked inside, and the first thing you want to do is go and see your mates, not come in at a certain time, and that is when a lot of young people fail. Can be easily swayed by other young people, and that, to me, is about being accepted.
When he leaves Vinney Green, Ryan is going home to live with his dad.
Okay, just reading them down. Do you think they're fair, I do?
Ryan is being allowed out on certain conditions. At his visit, his dad has brought with him a set of rules so that Ryan knows exactly what's expected of him when he goes home.
If you do go out during the week, you be back home no later than 9:30.
You've never been able to stick to certain rules.
Ryan's case manager, Georgina, has to make sure that he fully understands the implications of these rules.
We'll come home after school so I can see how school went. Do you understand what that means? What do you think Dad meant by that?
Like if I had some bad days and then I do a runner, I shouldn't do that. I should speak my problems.
Right, so it's about ironing out problems. Dad can't do anything, he's not a mind reader, is he?
No.
If you don't tell him, he can't do anything about it. What you've practiced and what you've learned from being in here, you've got to try and do that outside, haven't you?
Mm.
And I think, you know, if you think you're being dragged into something, you have got to talk to somebody. You've got to talk to Dad, because it's too late once you've, you know, gone beyond that and you've done something wrong. Because I know you can be easily encouraged, can't you? And your mates are having a good time, and you think you're having a good time because they're including you. You've got to think about what your goal is, and that's about keeping to the rules and boundaries and keeping out of trouble. You can easily get drawn into it, Ryan, you know that.
Yeah, I know.
Anybody can, all right?
Not everyone makes plans with their family. The other Ryan has his own plans for his life, and the 210 days of discipline seem to have had an effect.
This is a careers book which just tells me about how to join, what it's like in there, the training you got to go through. Like, it tells you about the pay, the pension, what happens if you get injured, stuff like that. It sounds quite good, like, well, I'm not getting injured, but I mean, like all the stuff they give you. And if I get out, the only thing that would bother me is like getting back into drugs and stuff like that. Because obviously, I'm one of them people that did enjoy a smoke, like smoking cannabis, and if I had the choice, I'd probably do it again. But the fact that I'm getting older now, I want to get out and join like the Marines when I get out. So obviously, you've got to be fit to do that. And when I get out, I want to get into that as soon as possible, so I don't have a chance to get back into drugs. Since I've come in now, I've been like a lot fitter and stuff like that. Because obviously, we still have a laugh and that in here, but we just can't get the alcohol, the drugs and stuff like that. So, but you know, so even if we wanted it, we can't, which is a good thing about it in a way.
Ash has been at Vinney Green for 10 weeks now, and he too is changing.
It's called rendering.
I'm learning to plaster, paint and decorate. I'm doing this, then I've got to wait for it to dry, and it'll show me all the little holes, fill it back up.
Ashley is the type of lad you just warm to. She's one of the ones I wish we had for 2 years, if not longer. If he got into college with different friends, positive role models, there is possibly a chance for Ash.
Okay, so one in the front, one in the back. Best thing in Vinney Green is probably the vocational centre. For me personally.
Don't bring it all out, just get plenty on there.
It's helped me to take my anger out on something positive. So that if I feel frustrated and I come over here, I work it off. I do work and it feels like when I leave I don't feel angry. It's helped me to maybe think better. It's given me time to think about things. What, hun? I'm asking, do you want help?
Yeah, you are.
Basically.
You've got to do it faster, like more than that.
Yeah, basically just slop it on.
It's 10 days since Ash has been restrained. Being less difficult and disruptive has helped him to make some friends.
Let's get back over the wall now.
Oh, he's so cute, isn't he? Isn't he? I just said, you're cute, right? He's so cute, isn't he? I told my mother about him the other day, so...
Look at that ass!
Yeah, Ashley, fucking shut up.
Shaking that ass. Watch it, baby, shaking that ass.
Ryan has managed to get his hands on rosary beads, although they're only copied onto a T-shirt. But as he settles down to his last week at Vinney Green, he's found something he enjoys.
Every time he's out here, he works really hard. There's a few kids that come out and will do it, but he'll do the work the entire time, no matter what you ask him to do. He's more than happy to do it. I can imagine he'll end up doing something like this. Hopefully get a job when he gets out. But unless they've got a job instantly that day when they get out, even a couple of days, and they're back into not being bothered, and you know, so it is hard. It's a shame really, because they do a lot of work in here that's really good, and then get out to the same friends, the same group of mates sort of causing trouble, and it's easy for them to get back into the lifestyle straight away.
Right.
See you
in a bit.
Yeah. When I switch my lights off and then I go to bed, I'm gonna be thinking about Friday night when I go to the rave and get smashed out of my face.
But do you think going to a rave is a good way to start?
Yeah.
Best of luck, alright? You take it easy.
Yeah.
And stay out of trouble, alright?
Can we get a hug?
Yeah.
Take care, don't come back this time.
I won't.
Alright, let's go. Ryan, all the best.
After 3 months, Ryan leaves, but he must stick to the rules. Otherwise, he could face returning to Vinney Green. Ash has a few more days to go.
The plan for him is to stay in his local area and to go to a community home with 4 other young people and to get him on some kind of painting, decorating, training course. He's got a natural flair for that.
The work that I've done here is probably the best achievement I've actually done in my life. I'm not used to working this hard. Normally I give up. I don't want to do nothing. I'd want to really stay out of trouble, get myself a job, get myself a missus and settle down. And not being in and out of these places. So, it's all good. All good. It's just up to me now. It's what I choose.
Okay. Ashley?
He's been excellent in vocational. Excellent. And he's had a lot of time with John, and positively started talking sort of for the first time about actually maybe I could do this when I leave, rather than that I'll go and do something else wrong. Because he talked about that a lot.
But the plans for his departure are proving anything but straightforward.
There was rumour at the beginning of this week that the placement had broken down. They were basically notifying us to say that they were looking for something else and they needed to do a risk assessment.
If somebody comes and tells him you're not going where you thought you were going, he's going to be a problem between now and when he goes, I'm sure.